So hello there everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering another video of F1 2018 game content. First of all, I've been back through reading everybody's all the media posts that were out there, and also all the YouTubers' videos. And one of these YouTubers' videos, a YouTuber called Flatchus. Those of you watching from his Discord, so you'll definitely know who he is. But some of you may not know who he is, so I'll leave a link to his channel below. It's him, and he's got a group of modders as well. A couple of those modders were behind the F1 2018 mod as well. So one of his modders pointed out that these three classic cars were in part of the game files for F1 2017. Let's take a look. If you navigate to your C drive and then go and program files, Steam apps, common. If you're a modder, you'll know where this is. And then if you go into asset groups, and then where was it? So animation package, scenes, career hub, and then team principal. You can see we have a whole list of principals from all of the years. Now, to give you some idea, this folder is a bit disgruntled. So I'm just going to present you with this may not happen, but this could happen, okay? And the game files are prepared there anyway. You can see though we've got F1 2015 and F1 2016 cars still there. If you know if you're a modder yourself, if you do not, then you'll know what I mean. But if you're not a modder, then I should just quickly explain. Codemasters don't delete their old files. You'll still find stuff hanging about, and they'll only go through and sweep through about once every 4 years or so. So there might be a sweep through with the halo coming in, so that's a major aerodynamic change to the cars, so there'll be a new set of files for that. But whether or not they'll go through and sweep this all out, I don't know. If I just glad your attention back to the teams that have their decals, and decal is their livery, stuff like that. You can see here that it's just the cars that I mentioned, the classic cars that are there, and a safety car for some reason, even though it's the same car. I suppose you could have a classic safety car, an old Mercedes car from the 90s or the early 2000s or something like that, but I doubt they would ever go for something like that. So yes, they've got, you can see there, we know the 02, 04, 07, 95, 08, 88, 91, 90. I do think the 88 McLaren will be removed from the game, simply because of the licensing cost. Otherwise, I think it'll be included. The Red Bull 6, 10, and the Renault 06, the Williams 92, and the Williams 96 car. So those are the 12 classic cars that came out. Okay, but if we go into back into our team principal folder, you may notice there are a couple more. 95 Benetton. So that was the 1995 car that Michael Schumacher drove to his second World Championship. The 2009 Brawn. Now, regardless of what happens, I think this car will be in. 80%, I think. Sure that this car will be in the game, because it's been heavily requested by everybody, unless there's some licensing issue, which is why they couldn't get it for 2017. But hopefully they've had a year to sort all that out. The game file's already there in part. And the final car is the 2013 Red Bull. Now, you could say that you could argue that the 2013 Red Bull is behind. It's just been left there to rot with all the 2015 games. But I'm going to say no to that for one reason. In 2014 there was a big change with the engines, and in 2015 Codemasters changed the entire coding system for 2015 because they had a load of people left their as developers, excuse me. So this car would have had either been left as a model for 2015, which if you've played 2015 you'll know is absolutely false, because 2015 and 2014 are pretty much two different games. So I think that, personally, I think that is legit that 2013 Red Bull was put there, but I don't understand. But then why would you only be able to get one Red Bull without the other? That's a question, whether who owns the rights for the 2013 Red Bull. I can understand the Brawn and the Benetton, because the Brawn, well, Mercedes may own that rights now, but Brawn might also, so I'm not sure. As again, I'm only speculating what happened. Benetton are now, well, they became Renault in 02 and then became Lotus, and then they became Renault again, just to make life complicated, but they're the same team. They originally Tolman in the 80s, which is when Senna won that 84 classic Grand Prix. Well, he finished second for Tolman in 84 at Monaco. He would have won if in the hand put the red flag out for Prost to win. But yes, so I'll then talk a little bit more about these cars in detail. So this is the Benetton B195 on your screen, in its blue and white livery. That's what Benetton had back in the days. Powered by Renault as well, so it's part of that mid-90s dominance that Renault power cars had after the downfall of McLaren Honda, before McLaren Mercedes became a player with Ferrari as well, coming back with Schumacher. But before that, it was Schumacher in the Benetton driving with a Renault powered engine. So this would be interesting if you were to have this car and the 96 Williams as well, because they got similar levels of downforce, which would be faster. This is the stuff that we would like to see more of, to be able to compare more cars. There's also the 95 Ferrari as well, which you can chuck in there as well. So that's stuff that the game needs to be adapted so we can have these custom classic car races, and to be online as well. That's what we all thought would happen in last year's game, and it hasn't happened. But anyway, Benetton won with Schumacher, and I think it was Sala. Let me just check. It was, Johnny Herbert actually, racing for Britain as well. So that'd be good. He got a couple of wins that year as well. So definitely, it would be nice to see that car come back and just see how it could get on against the Williams as well. That's something that I definitely think we need to see. So it was highly requested for the last year's game, but it was omitted. The Brawn GP car, mainly not seen as a competitor in pre-season testing, but especially the fact they got saved at the last hour by Boss Brawn, put a Mercedes in, and then played around with the regulations with the diffuser, along with Red Bull, Williams, and I think it was Toyota as well. The Williams car back then was awful, pretty much like it is now this season. Not like it was in 2014 when they had that fantastic season there. But for Brawn, they will always be the biggest underdogs, and Jenson Button driving that car would be fantastic. As I said previously, one of my game ideas is to have a classic season where you drive as Jenson Button trying to win in 2009. But definitely be this interesting to see how this car gets on against the 2008 McLaren and the possibly even the 2010 Red Bull as well. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you what happened with it. Jenson Button won. He had like a very good start and then faltered, and then Barrichello took over and won. And that was Barrichello's last time to shine before he'd go on to retire a couple of years later. And the final car will be the Red Bull from 2013. And the final car to be featured is the Red Bull RB9, driven by Vettel and Mark Webber, actually, the year before he retired. Vettel obviously dominated the latter half of that season. They were very prepared for the new engine regulations, but that was also their last V8 car to win. But for me, out of the three, that's not the one I wanted to see driven. There are other cars I'd love to drive, one of which is the 82 Williams. I'd love to drive that and see how it compares, but there had to be other 82 cars. Again, 82 is another suggestion for a classic career. But yes, I think I'm going to leave that there. Let me know what you think about each of those three cars in the Obviously, I don't need to mention about the RB9 because it's so recent. Everybody remembers the years when Vettel was dominated. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what classic cars you'd like to see back in the F1 2018 season, and including these three cars as well. And until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.